Hello, everybody. It's Laura from McNeely Garden Studios coming to you on Tuesday at 10. We've been doing this since January and it's been super fun. I hope you've come and enjoyed some of the things that I've been doing. I've been mostly doing artwork and painting and giving my little unique spin on life and giving you some tricks and hacks and things that can improve your life. Really, my mission is to help women nurture their health and happiness through art. And good morning, Jamie. And today, something has come to my attention that I felt like I needed to sort of reintroduce myself to everyone, because I have two kind of separate followings on this page, because this is who I am. This is what I do. I'm a photographer. I have been a photographer for 20 years doing portraiture and event photography here in Central Georgia, and I have really enjoyed it. I still do it. Last night I was up till the middle of the night doing sports photos because it's that season. It's baseball season. But I also do a lot of art, and I paint and I do commission works, and I show up here every Tuesday at 10. So I just wanted to kind of reintroduce myself to everybody, and we are going to be painting today, but I have some questions I'd like to ask you. If you'll see in the comments, it's kind of, I'd like to know if you'd be interested in learning some of the things that I have locked in the depths of my brain, primarily about photography and how I can help you do better self-portraiture, how to make yourself look the best you can, especially if you're a business person, an entrepreneur, and if you have a product, excuse me, that needs to be photographed. There's certain ways that you photograph your products. Of course, there's a lot of apps out there that help you, but if you know some of the basics and you know how to set yourself up for success, you'll be a lot happier, and you'll save some time, and you can spend more time doing the things that you want to do, right? Hopefully you're really enjoying your career and your life, but a lot of times you can pick up a little hacks that can give you a little more time. So that being said, that was a lot of talking, but sometimes we just have to chat, right? So I'm glad that you're here. And I was noticing that my flower crown is kind of it's kind of a winter white, and really, I need one with white flowers. So we may be doing that next week. I don't know, because I'm going on a trip. I'm going to need a new crown. So what we're doing today is kind of a modern style of design, and it's an original design. We're going to start off, I've already started with sort of the central focal point. You can see it's a metallic gold, and the reason I started is because I knew it was going to need at least 2 coats, maybe a purple one. You're right, but I already have a purple one, and I was planning on bringing it, Jamie. We're talking about the purple flower crown. It's over there. So, but, so I knew this was going to need at least 2 coats. It's still got some brush marks in it. You see how it's sort of translucent. But it's going to be okay, because we're going to, one of my favorites is botanicals. I don't only do botanicals, I promise. But, hello, Sherry. How are you? I'm glad you're here. So I was just showing, I've already done the background in this metallic, Sherry, and we're going to do, I just sort of jotted this down so you could see, but hello, Teresa. So we're going to do botanical over this focal point. And I'm going to use a thick body paint because it's really opaque unless you water it down, or you can even tint it with watercolor or acrylic, either. But I tend to use watercolor. And since we may use some of this, I'm going to go ahead and prepare it. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it a little bit and let the moisture of the spray be saturating the pigment so that we'll get a little bit richer color. Okay. So for those of you that just popped on, you might want to go back and watch the replay of at least the beginning, because I'm talking about how to, I'm thinking about offering an opportunity to learn how to take better portraits of yourself and your products. So you guys be thinking about that. We'll talk about it toward the end, and think about going to the beginning and watching the replay. All right, so if you get sick when I move the camera, I'm gonna move it, so look away. You ready? I'm gonna put you right down here onto my table. There we go. You got it? And you know what I forgot? I want to remind you who you were looking at. So, excuse me. So this is standard, like 9 by 11 watercolor, 140-pound watercolor paper. I honestly almost use that exclusively. I really like the texture of it. I like the weight of it. And I tape it down on these plastic cutting boards because I like a nice crisp edge. You don't have to do that on everything, but lately I have really been kind of turned on by that. So we're going to just take the thick body paint. I want y'all to enjoy your journey, okay? Make sure you're taking time every day to be grateful and enjoy each day, okay? All right, so we're gonna get a good amount of paint in your brush, and we're just gonna start laying this out. I only did this just so you could kind of see where my mind was, since you're not mind readers. And we're just gonna start, I'm thinking we're gonna do like this. And these are gonna be kind of longer, thinner petals than I usually do. It's kind of a lotus type flower. But sometimes when you're getting started, it looks kind of weird, you know? So we're gonna do this. I'm also going to put the terminal end here, which is the kind of the bud that the flower grew out of. And of course, we're only gonna have to do this. I think I'm gonna put one here too, kind of make it look as though it's tilting up toward the sun. I don't know, is the sun up there? Is this the moon? I don't know. You have to decide. I did not make a decision about that. There we go. I just decided this was the type of flower we were going to do. All right, and then I'm going to put the little, you know, I don't know the name of these, the little green things that the flower came out of. I don't know why sepals is coming to me, but that's not the name of it. And then we're going to bring the stem down here. And even though you can't really see, I guess you can see the wetness. You see the stem of the white on the white? I'm going to go ahead and do that so when I come back with the outlining, I'll be able to see, you know, where I was kind of coming from there. And we're gonna do this. And I'll tell you something else. It's gonna make sort of a texture on here, which is gonna be make it really interesting. So tell me what you struggle with. Hey, Nilda. Hello, Michael. Earlier in the video, we were talking about I was going to offer some of my knowledge about photography, and particularly useful, cell phone photography, because that is how you're going to end up being able to do self-portraiture and product photography. And I just feel like I've had some people ask me about it, and I just think it's something that I can serve you and you can benefit from. So what kinds of things do you struggle with when you're doing a selfie or doing a group, doing your products, whether it's art or you make things or you sell shoes? I don't know what it is, whatever you want, but I can help you do that. Put in the comments if you have anything that you hola. All right, so you can see kind of the texture there, and we're going to end up doing some line work on this. I do want to put, let's see, I'm going to put just a little bit, I think, of this orange into this heavy body so that we can get a little low lights, get some texture in there. So we're just going to kind of come through very lightly. It's not going to really even show up right now very much, but we're going to come up here. So you see I've kind of put it on the bottom of the leaf because it's a low light. Something that I could be explaining to you from photography. Because without light, you don't have art. You can't see what you're doing. All right. And I'm going to put some up here. I think I'd like a little bit more. Put a little bit more. And see, I'm just using two different types of paint. I'm just using the watercolor to tint this. It's just kind of a technique that's simple. It helps you use all the simple things that you already have. Nilda, I think you came on after I said something about, I promise I do paint things besides botanicals. They're my favorite thing, but I do paint other things. There we go. Okay, so I have a question. We've got the low lights in here, and you see how I gave that flower some depth. So my question is, should we keep it a little monochromatic with the yellows and the whites? Or should we add a little bit of green or even a different color in the stem and the blossom? Does anybody have any ideas? All right. How many people out there participated in the petal project a couple weeks ago? I see a few common names. Hey, Becky. Good to see you. Becky, I just put this, laid this down. We've got a metallic focal point, and we were trying to decide whether it was the moon or the sun or whatever. And we put some low lights into our painting there. All right. And I'm thinking that this needs a little bit of a vignette. Does anybody know what a vignette is? Hey, Terry. Wonderful. You love the petal project? I'm so glad. I love your piece that you did. I mean, it was really pretty. So, honestly, I should have, if I'm going to put a vignette, I should have already done this part, but I'm going to at least do up here. So who knows what a vignette is? Anybody? A vignette is an area around the outsides of a picture, of a photograph, that is a little bit darker. And the reason for that is it makes your eye go into the subject of whatever it is, your painting or your picture. I'm trying to appreciate more of the monochromatic. It's hard for me too, Nilda, because we like color. We like color so much. But it's a good practice. I think you learn a lot about values when you do things like that. I can't help myself with the color. I know, me too. All right. So I'm going to put a little vignette here, and I may have to do a little something different once this is dried. But we're just going to kind of follow the shape of that moon or whatever it is. And this is just water on the watercolor paper. I think I will. I think once this is dry, I'm going to put some more down here. Okay. And this happens to be a metallic. There's kind of a gold and a copper. But I was going to use the copper, but I'm thinking that it's going to stay a little more in the monochromatic idea if I use this kind of brownish goldish color. So we're just going to kind of drop some in. You want the darkest color on the corners. So you're going to drop that in. And we're going to let it fade off into the wetness of the corners. Sometimes you have to work with watercolor. I don't really want it so, oh, I see that you guys are not even being able to see what I'm doing. How about there? Better? All right. See how it's kind of blobby, for lack of a better word? But it's going to follow into all that water, and it's going to get a little nicer. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I don't want it quite so dark, but I think it's going to fade. I'm going to bring this right on down, bring it right on down into here. All right. And since we've kind of got it off center there, which I kind of like. If you went to the petal project, you learned about rules of thirds, which means that there are, if you take your piece and you divide it into thirds horizontally and vertically, then you will have these little cross hatches like this. And so this is, I'm going to angle it so you can see a little better. So this would be a focal point. You don't really want anything, even though this is in the center, very center, it's still up a little bit. So it's more pleasing to the eye that way. Here we go. Okay. And so my plan with this, and this is going to have to dry a little bit, but my plan with this is, you know, that I like to do a lot of pen and ink, and I will come back in and add the outlines and maybe some shading, I don't do a lot of cross hashing, but I do some. So that may happen. I really like how this heavy body paint, oh, if you can see it, it's not of course the watercolor won't soak into that, so it's even more bright. But I will finish this and I will show you guys a little later, so you'll have to check in with me and see a little bit later. So I'm gonna move you back up. Hi, little Beth, how are you doing? I'm gonna move you back up here. There we go. So thank you guys for coming. And I want to remind you, I'm going to be, if there's interest, I'm going to be offering how to do better self-portraiture and how to photograph your products so that they're more attractive. Because I'm not just a painter, I've been a photographer for most of my life. And I just feel like you guys can benefit from that. So let me know if you're interested and what you struggle with so that I can figure out kind of what the need is so that I can help you. And I'll be back here next Tuesday at 10. All right. Thanks for coming to see me. See you next week. Bye.